Hey guys, I am live. Let me stop this music because I was listening to some music before we got started today. And I am so happy to be with you guys tonight for another stream show. But before I get started, please let me know where you're watching from. I want to know where you're seeing this. So say hello in the comments. Tell me where you're watching from and we'll get today started. But before I get started with all my other pleasantries, however you want to say that, I got my man Kirk. He's actually traveling and had something happen while he's traveling. You know how that happens, and he's late on a flight, but he wanted to send a message to you. So here it goes.
What is good, Stream Show fam? It's your boy Kirk Nugent. I am just so sorry I cannot be with you today. As you can see, I am in the airport hoping to get home before the night is done. Travel issues. It's just been a crazy time, but listen, you guys are in for a treat. Justin Brown, Primal Video coming through tonight. DJ Strick's gonna do his thing. I hope you guys support him in the comments. I'm trying to get the internet package on this flight so that I can also be in the comment section with you. So super dope that Justin Brown and the crew are gonna be hanging with us tonight. That's what the stream show is all about. You know how we do. Make sure you get in the comments, make sure you chat it up, and I will see you when the show is live.
Hey guys, this is the coolest thing. You remember it was just a couple of weeks ago that I was on the show and my camera was going in and out and I couldn't figure it out, and it turned out to be my inside of the studio. Of course, I'm in the basement and I try to control this space and I got it too hot. It felt good to me, but the camera's like, it's too hot in here. So it kept turning out, and I finally figured it out. I got everything just right. And how you handle those situations, if you missed it, it was just like two stream shows ago. How you handle those situations always makes the difference when you are live, because that's just how it goes. So I'm saying that today because things can always change. Things can always be different, especially when you are a live streamer. I have a couple people inside of the comments I want to get to you. So give me a second to get here with you guys to talk to everybody. Awesome Wood Thing says hello. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us today. Business Growth Ready is midnight in Birmingham. You know, I'm actually in Birmingham, Alabama. You're in Birmingham. It's like sister cities, right? So it's midnight over there. Thank you for staying up. I pray that you get a lot out of what's going to happen today. Awesome Wood Things watching from, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I did not know you were out of that area. How's the weather? You just never know. Equip Institute saying hello. So thank you so very much. Safe travels to you, Kirk. And live happens. I have a shirt that says that. And just because you have the shirt, that absolutely makes it true. And Mr. Camera Junkie, it is always good to see you. And am I right? Did you just do unboxing of the Vision Pro? Like, is that you? Did you actually do that? I think that's really cool. And okay, so it's cool and clear. Okay, good. So and like I said already, Birmingham, Alabama, and the weather is a little colder here than I like. So I know it doesn't stay cold here long, and it's going to be hot. But right now it's cold, and I'm having to deal with that. So tonight's show is called The Creative Catalyst. And Justin Brown is going to be on the show today, so he is coming. What I want to do is set the scene for all of you guys that are watching tonight. When you think about your content creation journey and you think about the trends that are happening in 2004, right now where we see a lot of our leaders in YouTube, saying that they're quitting YouTube as content creators. Now, I do want to say this. If you are a serious content creator, I'm not saying you can't create on other platforms. I so happen to like YouTube as the best platform to create on if you're using what we call social media. It is one of the best when it comes to archiving or having your videos on demand for people to watch. And then it does have the pay component once you have reached so many views with the ads and all of that. It gives you that component, which I also love, right? Man, so it is really, really cool. And man, if I have a show and I get Chris to show up to it, I know that I'm doing something. He's watching from the ATL, Chris Stone. Good to see you, sir. And he's, how does that look inside? How do I look inside of a Vision Pro? That's really cool, Camera Junkie. Thanks for sharing that. So I like the fact that I like to push people towards YouTube. I just do. There are other platforms. People, there's some creative programs where you can monetize on TikTok and all these other things. They kind of go up and down, but you can get some popularity on other social media platforms that you then can convert to your YouTube channel. We all know all of that. I'm just kind of setting the scene for us to think about the trends that are going on right now and how can we create around those trends, right? How can we create around those trends and also use our creativity to stand out a little bit? Now, as I get into this, let me give you the 5 things that I'm going to talk about. And then if you have some ideas, we can be a little bit interactive tonight with this. If you have any ideas that you want to share with me. So first idea is, well, the first things, the categories I'm going to use is video. So recorded video. How can I be creative with my recorded videos? I know there are trends out there with videos, of course, whether you're going to be shorts or reels or horizontal. You have to think about all those things based on where you're going to place it. How can I be creative with that? How can I be creative with my podcasting? There are tons of podcasts out there, podcast shows out there. Mr. Camera Junkie has to edit some of them, right? How can I be creative and stand out with my podcast? The other thing is reels and shorts. So I said videos, reels and shorts, I really do put into a different category because you can produce those things separately than the other videos that you're doing. So I like to put it separately so everybody can get it. All right. And then also tutorials, how-tos, webinars. Like we want to be thinking about how you are doing all those things in your videos as well. And then the last thing is live streaming. Of course, I'm going to talk about live streaming. This is a stream show. Has to be one of the 5. So videos, podcasting, reels, how-to videos and tutorials, and then live streaming. All those categories tonight, guys, what I want to do is help us think creatively about how we make those things work for us. How can we get outside of the box? Now, Chris, if you're watching, I know you're very good at this, of thinking outside of the box and being different, making sure that you are ahead of trends so that when your video is out there, it has something edgy, something to it that makes people want to watch, because you automatically have to do one thing, which is stop the scroll, right? So the idea of your videos is to get people to stop fast enough to listen to what you have to say, and that is not easy at all. So let me go to the comments because I do have one from Business Growth Ready, and I want to see what he has to say about this one. Let's post it. Okay. No one's quit it. One person says he's taking 5 to smell the roses. The rest are trend jacking. So I get it. If you watch the videos, there are all kind of things that they're saying. It's just was something that a bunch of them were saying over and over again. Like they're making videos. Some of the top ones are making videos. There's a couple of guys, they were just taking some time out, which I completely understand. And David, good to see you. Looking forward to this one. Hey guys, we got a good one going so far, and please chime in with me as much as you can. And then my man Kirk, not only is he on the videos, but he's also in the comments. And the idea today, as we are having Justin Brown come on today, we want to think about how we could be creative with our videos, how we could be creative with our podcast, how we could be creative with our reels, our how-to videos, our tutorials, our webinars, and then our live streaming. So if you guys have any ideas in the comments, I want you to be sure to put them in the comments for me. If you guys are watching, you can add your comments and then we'll talk about that as well. Let me start with the first one, because I think that it's so very important that we think about our recorded videos and how we are seen online. Again, my perspective is YouTube creators, okay, for your videos. These are going to be videos that I'm asking you to do between 3 to 8 minutes long, okay? It could be longer than that, but I want you to start with that idea of, in my video, again, I'm not trying to put you in a box. This could be as long as you want it to be. I do long form live stream videos. That's what I do, okay? So, but if I was going to record a video, even on this same topic, I would probably make it about 8 minutes long, because I'm able to take out the engagement with the comments. I'm able to take away the fluff of the introduction and just say, hey, if you're going to do this, you do A, B, C, D, and I can basically take 30-minute show and condense it down to 8 minutes of real content. And when people watch the video, guess what? They're getting the information they want a whole lot quicker, right? But how do you do that when you want to be engaging with people? How do you do that when you want to do your very best to grab them in the first couple of minutes? Everybody talks about the hook, but I think you can be so outside of the box, and outside of the box may be just outside of who you are as a content creator, who you are as a person. You want to be thoughtful about that, okay? You want to be thoughtful about that, because that makes the difference, okay? Because if people are never hooked in, you can never get it started to where you will get the recommendations that you need to really get the engagement from your audience. You want to be doing that. And I think, here we go. David has something that's very important. And of course, I echo the sentiments of great hooks and powerful storytelling are very important, which it is. Okay. There's no way around having a good hook to grab people and then being able to tell a story. So, of course, one thing that I've read about being a good storyteller is people, if I tell you facts, okay, you can Google facts. You can look it up. Oh, I don't believe Strick. Let me look this up. Let me figure this out. Is he telling the truth? But if I tell you a story, your mind is not allowing you to think that he's lying. I'm telling you a story about what happened to me or what I've seen. It's not those type of facts that you can quantify by going to Google. It's my story. So if I can tell a story that can convince you about whatever I'm teaching, presenting, it's actually bypassing the part of your brain that is thinking, oh, that's not the truth. Because it's a story. How can you refute a story? You can say he's lying, but most people are listening to a story, especially if the information, the underlying information of the story is going to help you, right? That's why storytelling is so important. If you came in and just was telling all the facts and these are the numbers and this and this and this, I'm telling you would miss it, right? You would really miss it. But if you're able to tell it the right way, tell the story the right way, and be able to present it the right way, it all works out, where people are now believing your story. Michelle Lawrence is here hanging out with us. Thank you so very much for coming. I love it. LBC Branding is in the building. And we're talking about videos, how we can be creative and stand outside of the box. You know, we talk about hooks all the time. If you're not writing your scripts or figuring out how to present in a storytelling way, you're really, really missing out in your videos. I think that if you find a way with your hooks to be trending on topics, okay, trending on topics, still telling your story, still teaching, but doing it in such a way to where you are trending on current events. That's what I'm saying when I say trending topics, current events. Like tonight, the Grammys is going on, right? If you're content creators, like I'm sure there are tons of content creators at the Grammys that are building content based off of being there that people will now watch. You could be building content off of, what happens, what the dresses are, or who's there, who has won. All of those things are ways that you can build current event topics that can make your video trendy. Now, of course, we all want to be sure that we do evergreen type of content, but I can start with something trendy that leads me into a story that talks about my evergreen content. Does that make sense? There are more than one ways to do this. What I want to do in the show today is to be that creative catalyst to make you get outside of your norm to do something different. Okay? That's the idea of the show today. Now, as we wait on Justin Brown to come on, I want to talk about the next thing, because the whole topics that we are talking about with this first season, or first part of the year with Ecamm Live is podcasting. Can't talk to you enough about the ability. There you go. David's like absolutely tracking with you, Strick. We are on the same page. And I know a lot of this stuff may not be new to us, but if we can sit in a space just a little bit to think, David, outside of the box. Let's be thoughtful about what is going on and how we can then do something different inside of our videos that we haven't done before. Now, listen, if you're knocking it out the box, every video you make is just a home run. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying tonight, okay? You got it. But if you're here tonight and there is something that you feel like you're missing, I'm asking you to lock in with me just a little bit so that we can discuss some creativity in your content creation that will help you go to the next level. Oh, it only takes one thing. It only takes really like one thing to get you to the next spot, and you can do it. Absolutely, you could do it. All right. So here we go, David. I got a couple things that I want to put up here. Kirk is absolutely thumbs up. Appreciate that. Again, David is tracking with me. Do we have to utilize AI or disregard it altogether? David, that's a good question. That's a good question. Yeah, it's okay that you forgot the cue. I got it. Listen, the big thing about it, David, is that if you want to be creative, I think we talked about this a couple of shows ago. It may have been last year. And Kirk mentioned how difficult it could be to start when you're trying to be creative and you're starting with a blank sheet of paper. Like all of us could potentially have writer's block in some kind of way. All right. Something could happen and we could have writer's block. Oh, I don't have anything. What AI potentially could help you with is to give you some ideas. Now, tons of people have talked about this over and over again, right? Tons of people have talked about how to use AI and how to be a great prompt writer, because that's the difference in having a good response and a bad response out of AI. I am not a good prompt writer. I get what I need, but I'm not like one of those in depth. I'm not using it to be in depth. But that being said, so I'm saying that so I can't really give you an example of what the prompt would be. But I will say this. If you say to ChatGPT, and this is just what I would do, I need help with creativity on this type of show or this type of video. Can you give me 5 things to do to be creative that are not normally done in videos? and hit the arrow. That could be a very bad prompt, but it will kick you out something, right? And maybe out of your bad prompt, it gives you one idea that you can then go. Now, I'm saying this because I'm not a good prompt writer. A good prompt writer would be able to tell you, I need you to be an expert content creator that is engaging the audience and all this kind of stuff. And now it needs to expand his creativity by doing things outside of the box, A, B, C, D. Give me some creative tools to be able to use to captivate my audience with a hook, storytelling, and all of that. You can just keep going with it. Be creative to ask the right things to ChatGPT. But as you ask those questions, even with bad prompts and not a lot of detail, you can continue to talk to the AI machine that, I say AI machine like I'm an old dude. I guess I am old to call it an AI machine, right? ChatGPT has a new name. It's called the AI machine. But as you're talking to ChatGPT and you are drilling down even more, so even if you don't start with a good prompt, if you continue to ask it things and ask and ask and ask, it could get to where you want it to be. I think I've seen, maybe it was Doc or someone else that I've seen to want to say, hey, I would like to be creative outside of the box. Ask me questions, ask me 10 questions that you need me to answer for you to be able to give me some ideas. And it will ask you questions, you answer those questions, and then it will give you ideas to be creative outside of the box. That's another way to get around not being a great prompt writer. Just asking the AI machine, ChatGPT, what you should be asking it. Use AI. I'm telling you, it's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you a lot to be able to do it. Okay. But you also want to have that personal touch to it all. Like, you have a great amount of creativity and a great amount of ideas that will really, really help you as well. So let me do this. Let me see here. Where am I at? Yeah, give that thumbs up button. And yeah, it'll get just a little faster. Yeah, AI is a great for creating bandwidth, save time in the main job for business to free up time to make videos. That's excellent, man. Do not be afraid of it. And Eric is saying hello. Eric, thank you for being here with us tonight. Kathy, good to see you. Like that profile picture as well. If you ask smart questions, you get smart answers. And I completely agree with that. But for people like me that are not great prompt writers, figuring out some simple tools so you don't miss an opportunity to get the information you want could work. So asking ChatGPT, the AI machine, questions that it could then ask you to help it give you the answers that you're looking for could be a way of getting around being a bad prompt writer. That being said, I've given out some ideas. I'm starting to talk about podcasting in just a second. I need some ideas from you guys. Now, we're just trying to be creative, coming up with some creativity things. And what we're talking about so far, what are you learning? Huh? I want to know what you're learning or what's coming through your podcasting. So, Ecamm has definitely been talking about podcasting for a while now. We're going to do it for the first quarter of this month. It is a great tool to use when you're doing videos anyway. It's going to give you isolated Ecamm, isolated audio, isolated video for your podcast that if there's a mistake made and you need to edit, you have all of these tools to go back and edit. If again, you do have the master video already there that you can then post or do whatever you need to do. It's going to give you great audio that if you do need to go into any other program, I use Adobe Audio Audition, audition, yeah. And I just have a simple profile that I use, and it's basically one click, and that's all I need to give all the effects that I want on my voice or my videos. And it's really, really simple because I have the platform that I need, Ecamm, to be able to do that. The question is, how, now that we have the equipment, now that we're using Ecamm, how do I make my podcast stand out? Not just graphics, but content stand out in the world of all these podcasts. How do I do that? What are you thinking about that is going to make people just listen to your show? Or if they're recommended your show, what's going to make them stay? What's going to make them want to, whether it's the topic, whether it's your personality, whether it's the show intro, all of these things that you want to be thinking about, that you can have an engaging podcast. I think it's more than just the availability of your podcast that you need to be thinking about. Because even though I just talked about videos, I really think your podcast and your videos go hand in hand. Of course, Ecamm gives you the ability to have a video podcast, or you can have an audio podcast. Where's the trends going, and where are people listening most? And on that platform, what are people doing? Do you need to do a 30-minute podcast? Can you do a 10-minute podcast? Can you do a 15-minute podcast? Can you come on and do a motivating minute or a motivating 2 minutes podcast that people can just get empowered for 2 minutes, and that's what they need from you? You can be creative. It doesn't have to be what you have seen other people do. The idea is if you're part of the Ecamm fam, you got all you need to be able to do it at a very high level. Nothing is stopping you, but the creativity part is have to come from the inside. You have to be thoughtful about how you can do it. Okay, let me get to these comments because G. Albert is blowing me up. So let me do it. And I got a couple of questions here also. So comments. There we go. So I use AI to add confirmation and reduce misleading writing. So that's very, very smart. That's very smart, but you might want to you might want to be testing AI to be sure it's not misleading in the writing as well. But I like that. Is ChatGPT into YouTube? Could you ask it to summarize your channel? So absolutely yes. There is a YouTube plugin, and I don't have it right off the top of my head. You're gonna have to search this, but there is a YouTube plugin. If you're paying for ChatGPT, that you can actually add, that all you need to do is get the link from the URL and put it into ChatGPT, and it will summarize the video. It will summarize the video. So that is a really, really good thing to do. I'm not sure that it will summarize your channel. It would summarize videos. Okay, it would summarize video. Here we go. You were so right, DJ. Man, I mean, of course. Like, why not be right? Just asking simple questions will prep the prep and get you off of a blank. It really will. It really will. So you definitely want to be able to do that. People don't really understand sometimes the importance of, getting at a place to where you are off the white sheet of paper. Sometimes people just don't understand how difficult it is to get past that writer's block. So I got G. Albert here. Let's go here to his next one. I also like how Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome have added AI into their search engine. I also have the multiple AI compete with test and validate. That's great, brother. You're taking it to the next step. Don't get caught into being paralyzed by doing all of the analysis. At some point, you want to be sure you put it up as well. And what is she saying? It's called GLAFS. Okay. Or BARD is Google. version of ChatGPT, and it's already into YouTube. Kevin Coley mentioned it a few weeks ago. There you go. Well, thank you very much, Kirk. Cool, cool. So, as we talk about the show today, and I'm going to bring Justin in just a second here. I guess, me grandstanding here for a while has captured everybody's attention. I was thinking in my mind, paralysis by analysis. Thank you so very much, Camera Junkie. Like, that's what I was trying to say. Like, if you do so much research, you can really get caught up in not putting out what you need to do because you researched it so much. Not that you can't be like me, a know-it-all. You want to be sure you know everything, but you also could be at a place to where you're spending a lot of time doing research when you really need to be pressing the button to post. That being said, from all the way over the ocean, he's actually like hours ahead of us. Like, it's Monday where he is, and he's hanging out with us to kind of give us another push when we're talking about being creative and being a catalyst in content creation. He is that. So without any further ado, let me do this. I want to have Kirk ask the question as I bring him on. So here we go for the first question for our guest.
So here's a question for Justin Brown and, of course, for DJ Strick. Everybody's going to be able to touch it, but creators are constantly looking for ways to innovate, ways to stay top of mind, tip of tongue, but also kind of be on that cutting edge. And one of the things you guys have done there at Primal Video is really keep that momentum. Some of the things that I watch from you guys really makes it clear that you're not satisfied with the level of success that you've already achieved. You are still hungry. You're still driving for more. I see your email campaigns. I see some of the things that you guys do. Talk to us about that mindset. Talk to us about that drive, that hustle, that grind that keeps you guys ever pursuing another level of success. I think that there's some secret ingredient in there that you could share with us tonight, that will be beneficial, that will kind of shift perspectives and allow somebody to see it could be the missing piece for their success as well. Looking forward to hearing that answer.
I'm looking forward to hearing that answer as well. Justin, how are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Man, I am great. It's always good talking to you because you're so far in the future. You know more than we do.
I'm going to send you the lotto numbers, and we're both going to have a good time here. So
there you go. So actually, it's like Monday morning, right?
It is. And look, if I've missed the start of this, my apologies. I signed on thinking I'm going to be early. My calendar invite says I've still got 25 minutes before we hang out. So must have been time zones or whatever. My apologies to everyone and to you, obviously, as well.
No worries. Yeah. No worries, Justin. You're right on time. I have done my job to keep it's live. And to be honest with you, I was slightly under the weather all week and had to do a little work and remembered that I hadn't did a calendar invite, a reminder. And like whatever I did while I was not feeling so well, it is what it is. So time zones and getting it there. Most important, you are here right now, and you are one of our leaders when it comes to content creation, the work that you do. Kurt asked a very good question because over time, as we see the trends, year after year, having to create again. And how many times we're going to have the accelerator, having to redo all of that as often as you do to stay current and to continue to work in this content creation world, helping other people getting onto these platforms. How do you do that? How do you stay relevant in it all?
I think it was a great question. And I think the motivator behind the channel, behind the business, has shifted over the years. I remember when we started the channel, I was saying to my brother Mike, who is my business partner, we're just imagine if we hit 100 subscribers, and we hit 100 subscribers. Imagine just what if we hit 1,000 subscribers, right? 10,000 subscribers. That number kind of kept going until now. It's not a driving factor. The thing that's changed is that we've refined the thing so much that it's the outcome of having made the videos is the driving thing for us. Thinking of the viewer, right? There's people out there that need to know or want to hear from you that your message, the thing that you're interested in, or entertainment. And that goes for any one of us with any type of channel. So if we come from that place of what do these viewers want? How do we help them find us and see value in our content? Then that's really the game. So I'm happy to remake best editing software videos every year, best editing apps, best live streaming tools, those things, because while it may feel repetitive, whatever, we've got to think of the viewer. What's the viewer going to click on? They want to know what the best thing is for them in that moment. Are they going to click a video from 2 years ago? Maybe. But if there's a newer version out from right now, they're more likely going to click that. So we want to come from that place is what does the viewer need? How do I help people that are clear? Like if they're searching for this thing, it's clearly a pain point or something that they need to solve. So how do we show up for that? So that's the driving motivator for us, is thinking, how do we help? How do we serve? But obviously do that in a strategic way that that we can build the business and everything else off the back of it to have more scale, more impact.
I like what you're saying here. How do you have a balance between doing those videos for 2024, the best software for this, the best for that, the best editing tool, because I see that every year, and I think that's an awesome idea because the viewers need to look right now whether it's the best. How do you balance that with new material as well?
I think we just look at what does the viewer want. Like we have a very search based channel, right? We're looking at the numbers. What are people searching for? And we know that best editing software, best editing apps, those things are things that are some of the biggest issues that we want to help people with. We know, like content creators, one of the things that most people hate is making is the editing piece, right? So my goal and the thing that I geek out on is helping remove those excuses, those barriers for people. So I'm pumped to share that stuff. If that means that more people will then go and make videos, if I can make that decision on what software should I choose, because a lot of people think the grass is always greener, but there's so many options. How do we make this an easy decision point for people so that they get unstuck and they go and take action? That's my goal. So the motivation piece, I mean, I geek out on that stuff anyway. Whether I'm making those videos or not, I'm always testing new software, new apps, new tools. So I love that stuff. So I guess it really is just then me sharing my thoughts and opinions, which to
Got it.
some point is strange. It's weird to me. Like it's just my thoughts, just my opinions. Like how do I? Yeah,
So
it's
it's
an amazing power that we've all got, right?
it is really amazing. If you can put a microphone, camera, and some lights in front of you, you automatically have some influence over people, right?
Yeah, and I think if that's taken from a good place, like how do we help people with this stuff, not mislead, like save their time, then you can build up a ton of reciprocity and you can genuinely help people with stuff. So I think, yeah, you can use that power for good.
I love it. I love it. Let's do this. I want to I have another question for you. If you have questions for Justin, please put a Q colon inside of your comments and I'll get to you. Andrew, it's so good to have you on the stream. Also, I will pull up some comments that people are talking. People are very happy to have you on. Forget me, Justin is here, Primal Video is here. So I absolutely love this. One of the questions that I do have for you, because I was thinking about a title. I was really having a tough time about a title for today's show. And I really wanted to use Creative Accelerator, thinking about your accelerator program. I said, I don't want to take away from that. Me and you hadn't talked. So I did Creative Catalyst. And you mentioned something that I hope people gravitated towards. You are a search-based business as far as how you run your YouTube channel. You're searching what people are looking for and then trying to create off of that. With the search base, how do you still have space, allow yourself space to be creative around that, if that makes sense? Because I really, the idea is there's so many trends, there's so many things going on. How do people stand out of the crowd in their content creation and not just doing the same videos or pointing up with somebody else's video? How do we break the mold a little bit to stand out a little more?
So like we've got to look at YouTube as a platform. We need to look at what does YouTube actually want, and then we can kind of work backwards from there to line up with our goals. So first and foremost, YouTube is like this amazing content consumption platform. It's trying to be the one place to rule them all. Like it's got podcasts, live streams, it's got everything now, right? So you
Right.
don't have to do it all. For us, we chose regular long form videos. We're experimenting with shorts, but the non-negotiable is the regular long form videos. But the piece then is, how do we get our content showing up? Because we've all been there when we're making videos and we put our blood, sweat, and tears into something, and then it goes nowhere, right? So then we're disappointed or whatever, whatever happens off the back of it. For us, I didn't want to play that game, right? So we want to minimize the amount of time that we create a video and it goes to no one. It gets lost in the YouTube abyss. And there's a lot of content that's getting uploaded on YouTube. So what we started to do was take that step back. And this is a great exercise for anyone out there. Even if you're not trying to show up in search results, you should at least consider this. If you've got your video and it's made and you want to publish it, and ideally this is done before you make the video, but at least consider it here at this step. What would you type in if you were looking for your video? Or even better, someone who didn't know your video existed, but they wanted what you were covering or doing or saying in that video. They needed to hear that thing or see that thing. What would they type in and expect your video to show up? So then we can go and look at keyword phrases and all of that stuff. But just that first step of just bouncing that idea around, what would I search for and hope that my video shows up? Is it episode 323, I made a coffee? Probably not, right? So what's the thing that's happening in the video? What's the pain, problem, or thing that the viewer needs to know about? How do they find your content? Because there's two pieces to it. The viewer needs to find it, but YouTube needs to place it in front of that viewer so that they could click on it. So this is where we lean heavily into search. And it doesn't mean that all of our content just comes from search, but it does mean in a lot of cases, our videos don't get a lot of views initially. So even given the size of our channel now, our videos all start the same place as zero. We're not getting hundreds and thousands or millions of views on a video day one, but we're waiting around 3 months in some cases for that video to filter into YouTube search. And then those videos can stick around for a long time. So it's a different strategy to try and do trending stuff, to jump around and try to go viral all the time. That to me sounds super stressful. Whereas for us, we now have so many videos that are hitting in search results, and this is where it grows and snowballs without it being a stressful thing. We do one video a week. More recently, we're now experimenting with extras as well, but that's long past we've reached, the million subscriber mark. One video a week that was optimized and coming from that place of what would someone type in to find this? And what are some of those keyword phrases and things that Google and YouTube are suggesting here for those? Like, let's create those videos. Let's me share my thoughts and opinions on it. So to answer your question, if I just had a random idea for a video, and I'm like, hey, I want to create this. This is my creative thing. If I was really adamant about getting people to click on it, then I would be running that exercise of what would someone type in and expect to find this video if they didn't know that it existed. And let's start to title it from that place. But it's even better if you're doing it before you shoot the video.
I could stop the show right now, Justin. Just with
wasn't that bad? I can go. It's all good.
Right. Like that information, guys, is so very true and honest. It may seem simple, but the simple part of it is getting the first step, making the main thing the main thing. All right, which is understanding the direction you want to go, what people want to hear during the right search. I absolutely love that. Thank you for sharing that. I know that you have, like I said, an accelerator program where you teach this all the time. I just feel like we're a part of the program tonight. Like this is going to take people to the next place. So when I'm saying create a catalyst, the creativity is coming from understanding what you need to be creating around.
Yeah, I mean, look, and the beauty of doing this topic research, this keyword research as well, if you're going to go that way, is that it gives you insight as to who it is, at what level they're at, based on what it is they're typing in. You can figure out if someone is searching for this thing, this phrase, they want this thing. Is that something that a beginner would search for? Is this someone that's someone more advanced? We've all had that amazing experience on YouTube where you watch a video and you feel like it was created just for you. Like this
Right.
person gets me. Whenever I had a question, they answered it perfectly. Like they gave me all the information I needed. That's what the research part can get you. It feels like we're almost cheating the system a little bit, that we can then create videos where hopefully we're having that experience for people. Like if someone is typing this in, what do they need? How do I give them everything that they need so they don't feel like I've misled them? They don't feel like they need to go watch 5 more videos on the same topic. Like, how do we genuinely add enough value that this video feels complete for people? That's our goal with this.
Wow. So, hey guys, you're watching this and you haven't hit the like button. What are you doing? This is so great information. Do me a favor, let Ecamm know that you're learning something from us tonight. So hit the like button, and also I'm going to your comments right now. So Justin, I know people have tons to say and a lot of questions. So let's check out our comments here. That was from earlier. Let me see here. I wanted to go to where people were chiming in, and let's start with Andrew. He said he remember those days when private video has grown so much and can't think of a better group. That's awesome to be said, Justin. That's pretty
Thank you,
cool.
Andrew. So we've got a good group on here. We got
Yeah.
Andrew, Chantel, Kirsten here as well. Yep.
And I'm,
Awesome.
I'm adding you on so you can
Super
be on
junkie.
with me. Great. Here we go. So, yeah, Chantel is here. And she's saying hello to some other people. I feel like living on a rock because this is my first introduction to Justin Brown. Let me tell you something. You could listen, come out of the rock today, Dan, and research Justin Brown. He's definitely one of the leaders when it comes to content creation. He's part of the Ecamm family. And, if you haven't, like, he's one of the reasons. Justin, did I tell you the last time you were on? Like, one of the reasons why I got Ecamm is because of your review, how to use it, or it may have been the best editing softwares for Macs. That's what it was. The best.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that I remember it, and so
That's
I
awesome.
blame you, or you could say, hey,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Look, I
or
mean,
you
it's an
could,
easy one to recommend. This is, I mean, going back to your point before, I love this stuff. I love geeking out on tech. I love finding stuff. And when Ecamm first launched, it like changed the game as far as what you could do with live streaming. And it's still the leader as far as I'm concerned. It's still what
yes,
I use. I'm running it in the background here as well, even though I'm not running the live stream. Like the thing is awesome. So that's the stuff that I love. How do we get this out there to more people? How do more people geek out on this stuff and change the way that
exactly.
they're creating videos or going live? Yeah.
So, what do you think about some of the latest innovations and updates, like what we're able to do now with Instagram, going Instagram live and getting comments from Instagram, and also the innovation with Zoom? Like we thought at one point that we could that the company could rival Zoom, and now we're saying, hey, let's work together. Let's see how we can integrate some of our tools with Zoom because everybody's going that direction. What do you think about over the years, the twins really innovating and making the software better?
I think they are one of the very few companies now that really listen to their audience, their community, and have done since the early days. I think the Ecamm fam, like we throw it around a lot, it really is an amazing family, amazing group of people that aren't, they're all helping each other succeed, and we're all using the tools for different things. So I love what they've built because it's so much more than just a tool. It's really helping people get their message and everything out there in a fun, easy way. So look, I wonder when they get the chance to take a holiday, a vacation or something, because the amount of features and stuff that they've been rolling out is crazy. But again,
Yeah,
it's not just extra stuff. It's stuff that genuinely makes it easier for you. The biggest one for me was the virtual camera. As I said, like I'm using it now. I run all my webcams and everything through it. We're even now using Ecamm to record our YouTube videos directly into the computer as well, save messing around with SD cards and all of that stuff. Again, it just streamlines the process.
it
So
does.
it's an easy one to recommend.
That's awesome. Let's go back to the comments here, Justin. So hey, why not have somebody that will say good things about you? Your program has a lot of information. I personally tried it, and it is worth it. The accelerator program is what he's talking about, and I'm sure today we'll talk a little bit about that and what you're doing with that program. David asked the question, how would you search for your own video? Maybe he got or would you even search for your own video? Maybe he got just a piece of what we were saying, David. I mean, Justin, about
Yeah,
searching the topic?
it's
Let's
more. Yeah, you want to run that exercise, right? You don't have to actually go and search. What I'm saying is you want to get into the headspace of, and ideally before you make the video, I want to make a video on this thing. If I'm going to make this video and this is what I want to cover in it, what would people search for to find it? Like what type of thing would people be typing in if they knew this video was out there somewhere? What would they be typing in? And what you think is one thing, but what about people who don't have that industry speak, the tech knowledge that you do that you're bringing to it? What is someone who's an absolute beginner, absolute 101, has never met or heard of you before? What are they typing in where your video would be a fit for them? We want to come from that place because then we can start to show up for a much broader audience. And we've got some insight then as to who it is that's actually typing stuff in where your video would be a fit. But if we can work out what it is they're typing in, then it could even help you shape and guide that video so that it's exactly what the viewers want. So you don't have to actually run the search. It's about getting some insights as to what would you search for to find this video? And then what would other people search for to find this video before you make it? So then you know you're creating something that people can actually find. So this is help you then show up in search. Now the next step is to go and see what those search phrases are by doing some keyword research and things, and see how many people are searching for those things every month. You can also gauge the competition, work out if this is a video worth doing. But that first step, I think, is the most important, because if you just make a video and throw it up there, it's very hard to optimize and to polish it afterwards. If you can take that stuff into consideration before you shoot it and think of it, what would you search for, or what would someone else search for? Where this video is going to be a fit? And look, an example of this would be, I could create a video on our channel, I think we have one, around color correction, a color correction tutorial, color grading tutorial, right? So some people would find that video, but they already have to know what color grading or color correction is to a point, right? So instead, if we titled that video, how to fix the colors in your video, same video,
right.
But what do more people need? They just want to fix the colors.
Right.
Or they want to make their video look a different way or something, right? So they might not know that technically it's called color grading or color correction, so they're not going to find that video. Right. So it's about taking that step back and saying, what would other people be searching for if they didn't know this specific thing, or if it wasn't technically called this? So I'm not saying just make beginner friendly videos. You might choose to make both or incorporate both. How to fix the colors in your videos, color grading tutorial, right? We could hit both. But it's about taking that step back and really thinking of the viewer experience. Everything on YouTube and growing on YouTube, you need to give the viewer a good experience. That flows through from the title, the thumbnail, the video, because all the algorithm trying to do is give the viewer a good experience. Right. So if we come from that place, then we can help YouTube get our content in front of the right people.
I called it the Creative Catalyst, and we're giving you some great information today. I love it. I love it. Let's do some more comments here. Andrew, keyword research is a way to get a pulse on the conversation the audience is having around a topic. Is very good, and it is so vital to do. Love to do research. I know some people need my help with the theme rather than random. Okay, that's great. Yeah, you don't want to just be hopping around. And Mr. K,
I mean, you can, and a lot of people do, but that to me would be a stressful thing. Like, I'm not saying don't make, if you've got a random idea for a video, I'd at least consider what would people search for to make it. If you can't, look, if that's too much, just to release the video. But if every one of your videos is just a random thought or something, it's going to be a much harder game. You're then relying on trying to go viral, YouTube figuring it out itself, what your video is about, and placing it in front of the right people. Then you've got to get it clicked on. Like, it's a much harder game that way. Right. So you definitely could, but I mean, I would throw some of this search stuff in the mix wherever possible.
There you go. So here's a question for us. Dan has a question. In terms of searching for content, I know a lot of social platforms are going away from hashtags. What is your recommendation on how to ensure people get the right info?
Right. So yeah, I agree. Hashtags aren't really a thing. I'd search for them more as phrases. And look, the great example of this is if you go to Google or YouTube and you start typing in a few different words related to your topic, related to your niche, the video that you want to make, and what pops up. You see that auto suggest box. like what shows in there is not just random stuff. It's things that YouTube is suggesting, or Google is suggesting to you based on what other people have done before you, showing you that other people have wanted this stuff.
Right.
So that's, again, that's your viewer behavior. For a lot of us, we're lazy as humans. We type in a few different words, best editing software, right? But what do we actually want? We don't just want a video just titled best editing software. For who? For what? In how long? At what level? So for us, we hit that search phrase, best editing software. We hit for Mac, for PC, for free, for beginners, in 10 minutes, or what, like you could just keep going. But what's the piece that is unique to your video, or your spin on it? Who is that video actually for? So it is about finding a phrase if you're going to optimize for search. But again, it's more so about understanding the viewer. What do people actually want? And then how do I share my thoughts or opinions on that?
I love it. I love it. So when when things start to move like hashtags, how do you understand the difference in where YouTube is? I mean, of course, YouTube has the, I guess it's called the insiders, to where they're helping content creators that want to watch the videos of all the changes and things like that with YouTube. Would you say that's the source to kind of stay on top of what the platform is doing?
Yeah, I think that their creator insider channel is good for recent updates, but it's also, I think, it's not something that everyone needs to be on top of. I think the overall strategies and things to grow on YouTube is unlike most of the other platforms out there in that it's not changing things all the time. An
Right.
algorithm change is only to make it a better experience for viewers. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to change things dramatically for the creator. Especially if you're being strategic with the content that you're creating. So this is why we love YouTube. In the years that we've been on its overall goals haven't really changed much. It's not bringing in hashtags one week that you need, and then stories. Then like it's not changing things. It's experimenting, but the
Right.
fundamentals haven't really changed. So this is why we like it, is because I'm not needing to go figure out a new algorithm every week. So I mean, to that point, it's about understanding what your viewers want and then creating the best video you can for those viewers.
When we talk about understanding what our viewers want and researching it, where do you put things like Google Trends, vidIQ, or TubeBuddy in that list of tools that could potentially help?
Yeah. So look, wherever you can get an upper hand or some extra information to help you make a more educated decision, the better, right? So if you are going to create trending videos, like a new product, new tool, or something is coming out, then yes, Google Trends and other tools that will help you, see what's trending right now, like Twitter or X in the trending feed is a good place for that. Then yeah, I'd be looking into that. Outside of that, look, we don't do too many trending topic videos. Because for me, if I'm going to invest the time, effort, energy, money to make a video, I kind of want to get the longest ROI on that as possible. Like we have videos that are 9 years old that still get thousands of views a day. They still have ads run on them. They still have affiliate links in the description. So that's our goal, is create almost evergreen content, keep it current, keep it up to date, and still be talking about things that I'm interested in. So it's fun and it's not a job.
Right.
That is something that I enjoy. Like that's kind of the goal for us with our channel, is to be strategic with it at that point. If it was new iPhone, new whatever every time, like those videos, they can get a lot of views really quickly and then they just tend to drop. Like who wants to hear about the iPhone 4 now, right? So
Right.
those videos I would imagine aren't performing very well. Yet we've got videos from around the same time that are still performing today. So
Oh
there's
man.
nothing wrong with doing the trending thing. And yes, there's tools like Google Trends would be my biggest one that I'd be looking at. The tool that we use the most in terms of the keyword research, topic research, is called Keywords Everywhere. It's not free, but it is ridiculously cheap. It just runs a credit-based system. And that shows us then how many searches per month those keyword phrases are that we're looking to create content around. So
Somebody please
we
put that in the chat for me so everybody get it. Keywords Everywhere as a tool to be able to do the research. I love that.
Yeah, so it also helps you analyze your competition. I mean, look, there's so many similar tools. You mentioned like vidIQ, this TubeBuddy, and Keywords Everywhere is another one that's similar as well. There's a lot of overlap between them. There's some standout features on each of them. So this is where I don't think everyone needs to run out and buy all of the tools. You look at like, what is your immediate need right now for keyword research, topic research? We use keywords everywhere, because a lot of the others, they have these algorithms and things in there, and they'll give you a competition score. And
Right.
we've never found them to be too accurate. A lot of those big tools will say, hey, based on your channel, you shouldn't make this video. Or based on the competition and the search volume, don't make this video. And so many times they'll go on to be some of the biggest videos on our channel. So if we'd listen to
Wow.
them, like, oh, we can't make this, right? So this is where it's more about, how do we find our North Star? How do we say, okay, I know that there's people that want this. There's this many searches per month. I want to share my thoughts and opinions on this. What's the competition like, that we can kind of gauge? Is this worth a test, us creating this content? And you know what? If something doesn't work the way that you would like on YouTube, you can go back in and adjust your title, adjust your description, adjust your thumbnail image. And we've revived quite a few videos that didn't work as well as we thought they would when we first created them. Like, that's a massive opportunity with YouTube. So for those of you that have videos on your channel now that aren't doing anything, changing something as simple as a thumbnail image or your title to, again, create a better viewer experience, to help people understand what your content is about, and so they can work out if it's for them or not and get them to click. That's like a huge, huge opportunity.
I love that. As you're talking, Justin, I'm telling you, my mind is like spinning of all the information you're giving. It's hard to even just stop because you're saying so much, which is great for me because I need this. And this is something that you do all the time with your accelerator program. Will you take a moment just to kind of explain to people how you help YouTubers grow their channels?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So, look, on our YouTube channel, we really create content around 3 different topics. It's around the video creation. So, the filming, the editing, how do we make that easy? You don't need to go to film school. You don't need to be creating Netflix level documentaries, shows, whatever. Like, you just got to make videos, right? So, we try to make that piece easy. The next piece is the YouTube growth section. Right. We don't teach TikTok or any of that stuff. That's not our wheelhouse. We do have some guest presenters that are helping us also share with that now. But look, we're getting eyeballs on the videos. So we help you
Right.
make them, get eyeballs on them, and then through to the monetization, the affiliate marketing, sponsors, brand deals, all of those things, building an email list. So that's kind of surface level stuff on our YouTube channel. We, based on search, based on what are people typing in around those 3 topics, we want to try to dominate those. That's our goal. Inside of our accelerator program, it's for those people that are ready for the next step. So more accountability, more in-depth training, like literally our processes, the systems, the tools, the things that we use in our business, like our exact keyword research process, step by step. We teach that stuff. We also
Gotcha.
have an amazing community, and we have live coaching calls as well. So I don't do any one-on-one coaching consulting stuff. I get to hang out with amazing people like you on shows like this. But outside of that, it's just those calls that we offer for getting your questions answered. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what our accelerator program is.
I love that. And I appreciate you sharing this. I know you're not coming onto the show to share that. I just want to be sure that as you are here, that people understand that you have ways that they can connect with you, because there's so much information that you're giving so quickly that in the time that we have tonight, they're going to be able to get it. Please rewatch this, stop it at certain points, take your notes, and try to, use some of this. But if you need more, there's ways to get to Justin so you can get more from him and his company. I want to ask one more question for you. Then I also have a question from Kirk that I want to play. He had a question as well. As you are doing this business, have you thought about another business or add-on outside, but maybe integrating what you're doing to a new company? Have you had any visions to maybe a next step for what you're doing?
Look, there's always something more, right? This is where, I guess, for us, this is a lifestyle business. So there's a lot of friends, a lot of peers that have grown these businesses with so many different products, so many different offers, and there's nothing wrong with that. But Mike and I, like, this is a lifestyle thing for us. So we want to be able to show up to help, like, whoever we can with this stuff, the filming, the getting views, building an audience, and building a business. Like we want to help people have the life that they want off the back of sharing their gifts. That's what we want, because what it's done for us is amazing. Like I have the ability to drop the kids off at school, to pick them up after school, take them to the beach. Right? Like that's why we do this. And I think the more we can help other people get to that point, the better. Like it's fun. Life is fun. So in terms of adding extra products and things, look, my squirrel brain, little ideas and things, there's opportunities everywhere, but we've got to keep coming back to this focus. Like, all right, we could do this, but there's always an opportunity cost and a cost to, we say yes to something, it's no to something else. So what we look at is what's going to move the needle for the business, but what's not necessarily going to take more of our time or take away from what we're already doing. So we're more like polishing and streamlining the system here than jumping across and starting extra things or running and creating, multiple courses and programs and things. So again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, that's kind of our driving thing. How do we double down on what's working? How do we help more people? How do we grow the business without needing to be, I guess, hitting burnout level on this stuff either?
I get it. I completely get it. And I wanted to ask that question, and I think you helped us even more because longevity and focus, or having focus to have longevity, is so important. Not that things won't change, but having a focus on what you're doing now, I think, is what helps you to have longevity. How long have you been creating on YouTube now?
So our channel was created, I think it was November 2014 when we started uploading consistently. And I mean, the whole thing is like streamlining things. It used to take me a week to make the video. As in by the time I came up with a random idea, shoot it, edit it, put it out. And then, you know what, it's Sunday, we post the video, and Monday I go through the whole thing again. And like, it definitely hit that point when, especially when the channel wasn't growing, that I needed to stop. This wasn't going to work. Like I was on that hamster wheel, create something, hope it worked, didn't work, next one. And look, I know people are going through that. And that's part of why we teach what we teach is I don't want anyone to have to go through that same stuff that we did. It wasn't fun when you're stuck there just hustling and grinding it out. So I like that now we get this insight as to what do people actually want? And how do we then show up for that? And obviously it's something that I'm pumped to talk about. As you touched on as well, like if you are creating videos around things that you are genuinely interested in, like for me, as I said, I geek out on this stuff. If I wasn't doing the YouTube channel, I'd still be testing tools like Ecamm and playing around, and like, that's just me. So for those of you that are starting a channel, you have a channel, don't do it off something that you think is a popular topic now. Do it off something that you actually like, a hobby or your business or something like that. And you don't need to have it all figured out. I mean, this is where it's weird to me that we have these videos, best editing software, because part of me is just like, there is no best. There's just different tools for different people. So that's kind of, I know that's what people want because I know that's what they're searching for. But I also know that if someone came and stopped me in the street, hey, Justin, what's the best editing software? Like, how would I explain it to that person really quickly? Cool. I'm going to narrow the field down to 3 or 2. If you're this type of person or this budget or looking for this thing, use that. If you're this one, use that. But at the end of the day, it's just my thoughts and opinions, which is the craziest thing to me. But any one of us can do this. There's people out there that want to hear from you based on your personality, based on your past experiences, the stuff that you've learned, the stuff that you geek out on. That's the power that's available to all of us with YouTube.
I'll repeat what he just said. There are people out there that want to hear from you. Okay? Like, let that sink in as you're creating content, trying to figure all this stuff out. People want to hear from you. There's so much here today. I'm soaking it all in, so I know you guys are as well. I'm going to get to the comments in just a second, but I want to go to this question from Kirk. So, Justin, this is Kirk Nugent. He's also a part of the stream show. He couldn't make it because of travels, so he recorded a couple of videos, and this is one question for you as well.
Shout out to DJ Strick and his innovation. he was just chatting with me and was like, look, man, why don't you send in some videos so you could be a part of the show still? This is why I love the stream show. We are not just sharing with you tips, tricks, best practices. We are practicing them right in front of you live. So here's my final question. When Jester Brown was on my show last, he talked about this praise document. That's all I'm going to say. He talked about this praise document that he would check from time to time. I would love for him to be able to share that. I think it would be absolutely motivating to some of the creators that are watching the show tonight.
All right, Justin, tell us about
he's put me on the spot. Okay. I just got to say, like, shout out to Kirk as well. We saw him last year at Social Media Marketing Well. We got to hang out. Awesome guy.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that he couldn't be here tonight, but again, we're using all the technology that we possibly can
Travel.
to. Yeah.
Who would pass up an opportunity to travel? Like, I'm all
Yeah,
travel.
I know, right? He just couldn't make it back on time. But
That's
I
okay.
mean, he just texted me a couple videos, and I popped it in Ecamm, right? And it's like he's here with us, and he's in the comments as well. So, tell us about this praise document.
Okay, I think this is good timing, really, based on what we just talked about. Is I think for those people that are, I mean, like, there's a lot of times when this isn't working for you, like you lose motivation, I guess as entrepreneurs, as content creators, business owners, the longer that we stay in that funk, that time of low motivation, we might not want to get out of bed or something like that. We all have those days. But the quicker we can get out of it, the quicker we can continue doing what we got to do, and help our families, help people with what we're doing, build our business. Mm-hmm. So what we have is a document, and it's I mean, a praise document. That's a great name for it. I haven't really named it, but this is and it really is something that you only look at for those days where you wake up and you are not motivated. And in there is all the good comments, the good feedback that you've got from people, not just made up general stuff. Like, take screenshots, put stuff in here. Like for me, there was a standout one very early on our channel where the channel wasn't working, right? But we got a comment right when I was about to, Mike and I were going to jump on a call and shut it down. And we got this comment through, and it said, "Thank you so much for this video. You've helped me make my first video raising awareness for autistic children." Wow. Like, that comment, reading that was a big wake up, a big slap in the face, that it's not about me. It's not about my fear of being on camera. It's not about, me, my ego, and all of this stuff. People genuinely out there, like, the ripple effects of you creating this content could be far bigger than what you're thinking. So comments like that, from time to time, we need to read. Especially when you've got those days, as I said, the way you're not feeling it, you open up that document only at those times, and you read through and see the impact that you are having and how you've helped people before, that will get you back up quick, because then there's your reason that you're doing this, that it is bigger than you, that you are actually having some impact and helping people with that. Now, the reason I say you don't read this every day, because you don't want it to inflate your ego. You don't want it to be, oh, look at me, I've got all of these things and I've done all of this great stuff. It's got to be only though, like, that's your emergency, your get out of jail free card, right? So that it's not going to your head, because it's about, this. We're just humans connecting with humans. That's all we are. And for me, there's no time for egos and BS and all of that stuff. So, but that document has definitely pulled me out of a rut a few times. And I know that there's a lot of people here that could probably benefit from something as well. Go back through your YouTube comments and just look for some of those standout ones, and have that as your pick me up, your hangover cure, I guess, when you need it.
I like that. That really could be helpful, because I think it's human nature to just look at the negative ones, or the negative ones always stand out. I have a video on my channel that is resurfacing because of, mine is more lifestyle, interviewing people, but just random people. And somebody's trending that I've interviewed. And it was like 3 years old at the time. Then when we were doing videos, intros were a big deal. So you have a countdown, I have an intro, and then someone said, "Hey man, your intro's too long." It's like, absolutely, in 2024, I know that. This is an old video, but it sticks in my head even to use it as an example when there were so many good comments about this video. One person said something about a long intro that is very much true. But why would I just grab a hold to that and not look at all the other good things that has actually come out of a 3-year-old video that, you know, hundreds of people are watching in 2024 that's 3 years old. So there you
Man, look,
go, man.
that's totally get it. Like it still happens too. And this is where, there's people. I mean, now I thank them. If someone comment, I can't believe you're recommending this. Like, thank you for commenting on my 6-year-old video. Like, that's it. Like, you
Right, right.
chose to watch a video from 6 years
Six
old.
years
Yes,
ago.
it's like, yeah.
YouTube would tell
So,
you the time. YouTube would tell you
yeah,
that it's
I'm
six
not
years
hiding
ago.
it. Yeah.
All
So
right,
look,
so
there's always going to be those people, right? So, and as you said, we remember the negative ones. Uh, so it's how do we just move on? Because you spending time with those negative ones is time you could have spent with the positive ones,
oh, I
right? And
love it.
responding to those. Yeah.
Man, you have such a great attitude towards all of this. Is this just like an Australian way? You know, that's where it comes from?
Oh, I think look, you can get caught up worrying about stuff that's not. I don't know. Like, if there's anything I can actually do to change the situation, yes or no. If it's a no, let's move on. Let's do something else. Let's go have some fun. Let's, But I think the thing to remember is that there's real people on the other end of those comments. So you want to spend your time with the people that are pulling you up, not the ones pulling you down.
I love it. Let's go to these comments here. People have been saying tons of things, and I haven't done a great job of posting them. So I'm having to go all the way back. I want to go back to the community here. Absolutely love being a part of the PVA community. That's what's up. And another guy, hey,
Russell.
there
Yeah.
he is. You guys rock. I love it.
It
And
is. Yeah.
lifestyle business, what a term. That's Kirk talking about what you added earlier. And he said that he loved that. And so did Michelle. Let me see if I can get this one. I do want to hear from you, but it's also a matter of getting yourself in front of those people where, I'm not sure why it's cutting it off, where PVA comes in. So what he's explaining is that you help, or the community helps you get in front of those people. I like that. I like that. Wouldn't pass up the opportunity. Okay, so I guess she's saying, hey guys, if you can get in the community, get it in. Do not pass up the opportunity. Awesome folder. So Mr. Camera Junkie is saying, hey, this is an
Got a
awesome
folder.
idea to build a folder with all this good stuff. I really do think it. I mean, it is. If you are a content creator and you spent all this time on this video, and you know that this may really trend 3 months, but you're looking at it a week after you posted it and hadn't really gone anywhere, in your mind it's gonna be 3 months and it'll catch on. You still get that feeling that it didn't catch, you know?
Yeah.
Am I wrong in that?
No. That never goes away, right? So I don't look at the analytics, or if I do, I've really got to just think, good or bad, it's too early, right? So it's just interesting. It's interesting that YouTube says that this video is a 1 out of 10. It's interesting that this video is a 10 out of 10. But they even say now, and I hate that they give you that number, because what's the benefit? Oh, good, I got one that's good, next one's bad. Like it doesn't mean anything. They actually say that this has no indication of how a video will perform long term. So
Right.
I encourage people to look if you got to look, because it's interesting, but it's not good or bad. And you jumping in and making tweaks and adjustments, you could just be moving the goalposts from YouTube, because it thinks your video was for this viewer and now you've changed the title, changed something else. Now it thinks it could be for a totally different audience. So you could be actually delaying things if you're in there too early and worrying and changing things. So do the best you can up front. For your baby, for your video, and then like release it. Let it try to stand up and walk on its own 2 feet. If it needs some help after some time, so for us, I don't want to touch anything within around 2 to 3 months. Then we can go back and we can look at the thumbnail image, or look at what information we have, like what is the click-through rate like, or if it's getting no impressions, then okay, maybe YouTube's not putting it in front of people so that it can get an impression. Maybe I should change the title. Those kinds of things. Like there's a reason for this. But if we're changing things too early, then you're not helping yourself, but you're also not helping YouTube.
And that's awesome. Great information tonight. It's been a joy. This is my second time that we had an opportunity to hang out and talk on the stream show, and you giving the time to Ecamm to do this on a Monday morning is really, really cool. Like I said, it's Sunday night for me, but you've given us so much information tonight. And I don't want to go any further. You've had a couple of the community members come in that have talked about your community. Could you just explain the Accelerator program or ways that people that are watching tonight, if they want to get connected with you, that they can?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, this is not me plugging it or whatever. Like, it's not for everyone. It's for the right people that want the next step on our YouTube content. So you can head to primalvideo.com/accelerator. Right now, the doors are closed, but you can join the wait list to let us know that you're interested. And the doors will be opening again very, very soon for another intake into that. So for those of you looking to make videos easier, to grow on YouTube using our strategy, which is a search-based strategy. A lot of people saying search is dead. Couldn't be further from the truth.
Wow.
There's a lot of people are getting it wrong. And so this is what we teach. We give you behind the scenes on what's working from us, but also then to how you can generate revenue with this stuff. Because if you're making money from it, I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to make money from this. I just want to create. Awesome. But if you were making more money from it, does that mean you could create more? Does that mean you could create better? Does that mean you could have more impact with it? Or create the lifestyle that you want off the back of it too. So we have a big section on monetization in there too. And obviously the community, because we don't want to go this alone. And this is what I love speaking about the most is, there was so many times where like my wife doesn't even know what I do. She doesn't like, so there's a lot of us that are going through this as entrepreneurs, as business owners. We don't have the people to talk to, the people that get the struggles, get the pain. So we have an amazing community there too. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, no problem, man. This has been great. I've had a ball. If you have learned something tonight or enjoyed the show and have not hit the like button, I need you to do that before you leave. Even if you're watching this in a replay, just let us know where you watched it from and that you enjoyed it. Having Justin here is a big deal for us here at Ecamm, and whatever we could do to support you and what you're doing as well, Justin, we want to do that because you give great information, like you are here as a helping hand and giving your time to support other people because you want to. I love that. I love that. So thank you so very much.
That's why I got a lot of respect for you, for a lot of respect for Ecamm. Like, we're all about helping others succeed. And that's what I love. Like, this is one of the favorite pieces of that I get to do is hang out with cool people and help and share. And that's exactly what you're doing here with this show. So thank you for the opportunity.
Not a problem. So, Kirk Nugent, man, be safe on your travels as well. Thank you for sending your videos to be a part of the show. Everybody, we will be talking about audio next week. How to have great audio in your live streams or your podcast. So the thumbnail says good and with a circle X'd out, and then great with a green check mark audio. And I'm going to have to do some keyword research on my title of that, Justin, because you just made me think all over again, how to have, it may say how to have great audio. So I'm thinking about my thumbnails and my titles. They go together, but they're somewhat different because I'm not writing on.
They don't need to be the same, right?
Gotcha.
So I'd look at what I'd be keyword researching there is, okay, people don't want to have bad audio. Right? Well, if they think that they've got bad audio, what are they typing into Google or to YouTube around bad audio? So I'd be typing in bad audio into Google, into YouTube, and I'd be seeing what those suggestions are, right? And it could be how to get good audio could be better than how not to have bad audio, or how to fix bad audio. So we just want to look at like, where are the people, because it doesn't change the outcome of what you're covering in there, but are more people looking for the negative or they're looking for the positive? Usually it's the negative, but usually that's where we let the numbers decide, right?
Right. That's good stuff. Well, Justin, again, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Everybody that's watching, I will see you guys next Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Stream Show. Justin, hold what you got. Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.